Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will discuss about 4M of quality control and inspection processes. 4M here stands for man, machine, material, and machining process or method which we are using to complete that product. Based on the it is the based on the team inspection approach. The term we are talking about 4M. It is highly technical and specialized testing equipments, procedures, data manipulated, as well scientific laboratory operations will be evaluated in the 4M category. The inspection of a laboratory requires the use of observations of the laboratory in operation and of the raw laboratory data to evaluate compliance with CGMP. Inspection 4M. First, we are talking about machines. Inspection should confirm that preventive maintenance, cleaning, adjustment on machines are well performed. Machine usage, maintenance, calibration log, repair log should be examined during the inspection process. Verify that the equipment were in good working order at the time the batches were analyzed. Here, these all form the inspecting of machines, like which type of machine we are using, the maintenance process which we are using on machine, calibration logs, and the repair records, like when it previous maintenance has done or servicing has done, or how many parts at which time of interval uh, it is replaced in this machine. And it also verify and examine that the overall each and every component in that particular machine in good working condition or not. This is the overall form inspection of machines. Here are the method or process which we are using to complete our product. Like, information regarding validation of method should be carefully evaluated. Here, what's need at the time of applying method or at the time of applying process. All processes that may cause deviation to a device specification and all validated process must be monitored and controlled. Must be monitored and controlled here. Obviously, the control is done by the operator who is operating that machine, or who is responsible for operating that particular method or process with the help of that machine on any workpiece or any job. If the process is software controlled, first confirm that the software was validated. If our process is automated and it is software controlled, then firstly we should confirm that this software is validated or not, licensed version or not. Review the software documents, software validation activities, software change control, and the software validation result to confirm that software will meet user need. If our process is overall automation, like we talking about CNC, CNC lathe, CNC milling, then before the starting of any process on CNC lathe machine, it must be checked the software documents, its license version, uh, its generation, its validation activities, and what are the various changes is compatible with this software. And overall examine the that particular type of software, and in the last we will sure that it overall it meets user needs or not. Here are the materials requirement or inspection of raw material requirement. This is the third M. Raw material testing is of utmost important as it directly affects the quality of final product, because our final product is finally made from raw material, and if the quality of raw material is poor, then surely it will be go through the bad quality of finished good also. Hence, inspection should examine the analysis of materials, including purity test, quality test, and chart test, etc. Inspect if the method for analyzing the purity were validated or not. Also, not for the inspecting the material, also we have to inspect the proper method which we are using to calculate the quality of raw material. The manufacturer must have complete knowledge about manufacturing process and the potential impurities that may appear in raw materials. These impurities cannot be evaluated by without a suitable method and one that has been validated. Overall, it is saying that we have to check first the quality of raw material, because the overall quality of the finished good is only dependent on the quality of raw material. And if we are checking the quality of raw material, then it must examine that overall processes, overall examine parameters, overall testing parameter which we are using to test the quality, or which we are using to test the characteristics of raw material. The fourth M is man. Man here represent to operator or labor. Either it would be a skilled labor or it would be a non-skilled labor. First, we have to confirm that the person who is working as an operator have been qualified to implement validated process or not. Means the person who is employed on that machine for particular operation, he must have best knowledge of that operation process and that machining process and the properties of raw material on which we are going to apply machining process. Appropriately trained to implement process which yield result that can be fully verified. We should try to employ trained manpower for the automation process. It should be confirmed that the employee have complete knowledge of device and process, as we have discussed earlier. Employee has complete knowledge of devices and knowledge about working of various components of that device and the processes which is done by that particular machines. Confirm that employee are aware of the device defect that may occur as a result of improper performance. He should also knows about the device defect and the device life period and the component life period of that device, and if any occur found during the running of the device, then he may know the alternate process or alternate process to correct the device or to correct the machining process. It confirmed that the employee conducting quality control tests are aware of defects and errors that may be encountered while performing their responsibilities. It is the responsibility of a quality control team who are employed with quality control department. Then they must have knowledge about characteristics of that product which we are going to produce, the characteristics of the raw material, nature of the raw material, properties of the raw material, like it would be a physical properties, like it would be a chemical properties. Then he able to find out the exact occurrence during the machining process, and he also knows that what are the various suitable method employable or applying for the removing of these type of defects. There are the final inspection. Final inspection is known as also pre-shipment inspection. It is the most popular type of quality control inspection for importers. It takes place once all the products are finished and ready for the shipment. Means quality control and inspection done at the finished good inventory. The samples are drawn in a random manner, and thus it can be a representative of the whole batch. If we do random sampling, then the overall quality of all samples are dependent on only one sample. If we doing random sampling, here it is a statistical quality control. It is a technique for controlling quality of product using a set of statistical tools. It involves two elements: a statistical process control. This summarized collection of data makes usage of control charts, and the acceptance sampling. Here is the control chart. Control chart, primary purpose of control chart is to indicate when production process might have changed sufficiently to affect product quality. If we found any error during the machining process, then we slightly change the machining process for gain our prerequisite qualities of that finished good. Then control chart represent the overall changement of machining process, overall changement of a machine's component for the betterment of product quality. If the indication is that product quality has deteriorated, corrective is taken. If chart regularly shows that the product quality regularly deteriorate, then it's time to take a corrective action and improve the quality of the product. Compare attributes or variables of the sample with that of the standard. Compare attribute here, it represents the quality of the product which we are got from the final product. It is a compare of our prerequisites, standard prerequisites qualities with the qualities of that product which are coming from the productions. If we found any deviation, then it must change some manufacturing process, some component of machines. This is the overall of the inspection of the using 4M, like material, man, method, and the machines. Here we can also see that the benefits of the control chart. In the next chapter, we will discuss about sampling process for inspection, like random sampling or 100% sampling. Thank you. Thank you all. Hello everyone. In this video lecture, we will discuss about abrasive jet machining. There are fewer types of modern manufacturing system or modern manufacturing process. These are the some types of modern manufacturing system. We will discuss about one types in each video lecture. Now here is a turn of abrasive jet machining. In this video lecture, We will discuss about principles, advantages, disadvantages, various process parameters of abrasive jet machining, included its various applications. Uh, this video lecture content following items like introduction, process, components, uses in abrasive jet machining, various process parameter, various process capabilities, applications, advantages and disadvantages. Now let's start with definition of abrasive jet machining. Abrasive jet machining process is a material removal process where the metal is removed by high velocity stream of air, gas or water with abrasive mixture or with abrasive particle. Here, if you're talking about abrasive jet machining, then in this type of machining we use only air or gas. Uh, Apart from this, in some abrasive machining we use uh, as a water at the place of gas, which is known as water jet machining process. In next video lecture we will discuss about water jet machining process, but in this video lecture we will only discuss about abrasive jet machining, which is carried out with the help of or with the application of gas or air. If focused in this abrasive jet machining process, a focused stream of the abrasive particle carried by high pressure air or high pressure gas is made to imping on the work surface through a nozzle. Here we use nozzle for the purpose of using high velocity or high pressure air on the workpiece, and then the material is and then the extra material is removed by mechanical erosion uh, by high velocity abrasive particle. Here is the some pictures of abrasive jet machining. Here this one represent the particles of the particles which is removed from our workpiece. Now these are some process principle, like abrasive particles are made to imping on work material at high velocity. Abrasive particle is carried out by a gas or air. High velocity stream of abrasive is generated by converting pressure energy of carrier gas or carrier air to its kinetic energy, and hence high velocity jet nozzle direct the abrasive jet in a controlled manner on a workpiece. Here controlled manner means it depends on that skilled person or that operator which is operating that abrasive jet machines. Metal cutting action by in this process, micro cutting as well as the brittle fracture of the work material. Here the function of the abrasive particle is making uh, fractures, little fractures on the workpiece, and with the help of gas, the fractures, a small component of fractures workpiece is removed from that workpiece, and finally we will get our desired shape. It is different from conventional and blasting process. Finer abrasive grits are used, and process or machining parameter are easily controllable by the operators or by the person who is operating that machine. This is the process principle. Here the high velocity abrasive gas is entered into nozzle with some abrasive particle, and here the workpiece placed at the slightly below to the nozzle of that machine, and we are seeing that with the help of high velocity air, abrasive particle is directly a strike on that workpiece, and by striking these abrasive particles on the workpiece, Here the fracture occurring on the workpiece, and a small fracture occurring on the workpiece, and after fracture takes place, then continuous coming of high velocity gas or high velocity air, which is capable of remove extra fractured component from the workpiece. Then machining is done vigorously on the workpiece, and finally we will get our desired result. Here the mechanism of abrasive jet machining: fine particles 0.025 mm are accelerated in a gas stream, which is known as abrasive particle. The particles are directed towards the focus of machining. Directed towards the focus of machining. As the particles impact the surface, it causes a micro fracture, which we have discussed earlier, and gas carried fractured particles away. Here we are seeing that with the help of air or gas, abrasive particle striking on the workpiece, and a fracture take place. And after occurring fracture, the high velocity gas, which is responsible for removing extra material from the workpiece. The type of abrasive particle which is using in abrasive jet machining is aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, sodium bicarbonate, dolomite, and glass beads. Here some we can say that some multiple choice question comes in the exam, like it will ask about which type of abrasive material are using in abrasive jet machining. So we can say that this type of abrasive material which are widely using in abrasive jet machining. Now here are the complete setup of abrasive jet machining process. First let's start with air compressor, which is associated with pressure control valve. Here we can control the pressure of the compressed air which is going through this pipe, and after this, now this air goes to dryer. Here the function of dryer is completely dry the air, so that abrasive particle does not mix with wire or does not mess with the wire. After that, the dryer we applied a filter for filtering that air, because in the abrasive jet machining we only abrasive particles with the air. No any unwanted material can go through the filter, cannot go through the filter. And after that filtration of air, it is going through the chamber where the mixture of air or where the mixture of gases takes place with the abrasive particle. Abrasive particles containers are just situated above the mixture place where the abrasive feeder take place, and from the abrasive feeder we continuously feed abrasive particle to that particular chamber where the gas and the abrasive particle are mixed together. Here we using electromagnet shaker for shaking or for proper mixing of abrasive particle with gases. And after that, the mixture of abrasive particles and the gases going through this pipe on. Here we use electromagnetic on off valve for the regulating high speed velocity of that mixer, which contain mixture of air and the gas, and then it finally comes to the nozzle, and from nozzle it is acting on workpiece for the operation. And from where we use exhaust port, where the extra gases or extra abrasive particles exhaust from this side. Here are the some major component which is using in as equipment in abrasive jet machining or abrasive jet machining process: air compressor, dryer, filter, mixing chamber, electromagnet shaker, abrasive feeder, electromagnetic on-off valve, nozzle, work to job, workpiece or job, table, and exhaust. Now here the machining system of uh, that particular component one by one. First is gas population system. We uses air, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. Oxygen in pure form is not used because of its violent chemical action with workpiece chips or abrasive particle. It can damage our workpiece, or it can damage our abrasive particles. So oxygen in the pure form we can't use in the abrasive jet machining process. Here one multiple choice question also arises, that oxygen, pure oxygen is using or not in abrasive jet machining. Then our answer would be no, pure oxygen is not using in abrasive jet machining. Supplies as 2 to 8 kg per centimeter square. Here the sum function of abrasive feeder, which is just situated upon the mixture of the where mixing takes place. Abrasive feeder particles are fed through a sieve vibrating as 50 to 60 hertz. Mixing ratio is controlled by the amplitude of vibration of the sieve. Particles are propelled by the carrier gas through chamber. Here the mixing chamber just below the abrasive feeder, equipped with vacuum dust collector, and just above the magnetic shaker. Here are the function of, like we use component like pump, crankshaft, and intensifier pump are mainly used in the abrasive jet machining. The pump is the only pump capable of reliable creating pressure, high pressure and high velocity of that mixture. Then come to the nozzle: abrasive AJM nozzle, abrasive jet machining nozzle. Tungsten carbide we use aspirine resistant to the wear, because the high velocity air and air mixture with that abrasive particle going through that nozzle. That this is the requirement of the nozzle. Yeah. Abrasive jet machining nozzle means it must be resistant to the wear and tear. Circular diameter of 0.2 to 1 mm, or rectangular in the shape 0.075 into 0.25 or 0.15 into 2.5, having cross-sectional area. Heads, it may be straight or at a right angle. This is the requirements of abrasive jet machining nozzle. Here are some abrasive particle which is descriptive about that grain size and where the application of this particular abrasive material takes place. Like example of aluminum oxide, grain size is 12, 20 and 50 microns. Applications where you can use aluminum oxide like cleaning, cutting and deburring for brass and aluminum. Now the second one is silicon carbide. Silicon carbide 25 to 40 micron for hard material, for stainless steel and ceramics. We also use glass beads at the place of abrasive material, which has grain size 0.635 to 1.27 mm. This is applicable where light polishing and fine deburring is requirement. We use dolomite. Dolomite is a kind of a stone which is generally found in Italy. Grain size is 200 mesh to microns or 66 microns. Etching and polishing of workpiece. Another is sodium carbonate, which contains 27 microns grain size and it is applicable where light finishing is required between 50 degrees Celsius for ninol and dienol. This is the various application of abrasive particle with their grain size. In these particular applications, we use these type of abrasive particles with air apart from pure oxygen. Here are the some process parameters like process criteria of material removal rate, what is the geometry, and which type of surface finish of workpiece we have to require, wear rate of the nozzles. These are the process criteria, and process criteria are influenced or affected by these process parameters like abrasive particles, carrier gas, abrasive jets, and abrasive nozzles. These 4 points are responsible for the geometry and surface finish of workpiece, wear rate of nozzle, and material removal rate. We can say that these type of activities which we are performing in the on the machine of abrasive jet machining are totally dependent on these 4 variables: abrasive particles, carrier gas, which type of carrier gas we are using, which type of abrasive particle we are using, and abrasive jet components, and which type of nozzle we are using in abrasive jet machining. Here are the also some process parameter like abrasive materials, aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, glass beads, shape irregular, it may be irregular or it may be regular, size 10 to 50 micron, mass flow with the gas 2 to 20 gram per minute. Flowing rate of this abrasive material is 2 to 20 gram per minute. Now the carrier gas composition: air, carbon dioxide, or nitrogen. Density of these above gases is 1.3 kg per meter cube. Velocity 500 to 700 meter per second. Pressure 2 to 10 bar, and the flow rate of this gas is 5 to 30 microns. Here, like abrasive and the carrier gas, here are the some process parameters of abrasive jet and nozzle like material, diameter, life of nozzles. These are the overall process parameters of abrasive jet machining. Here are the process capability, or we can say that the capability of abrasive jet machining. Material removal rate, it can be 0.015 centimeter cube per minute. For narrow slots, it would be 0.1 to 0.25 mm, plus minus with 0.12 mm. Surface finish 0.25 micron to 15 micron. Sharp radius of up to 0.2 mm is possible by abrasive jet machining. And their material, if you using steel, then it up to 1.5 mm, glass up to 6.3 mm is possible to cut. Because the material removable rate is dependent on gas flow rate, types of nozzle, and it also dependent on which type of workpiece we are using in abrasive jet machining. Like if you using softer material or soft material, then the cutting rate is more, and if you using hard material like stainless steel or like super alloy, then the cutting rate in this process is slow. Machining of thin section hard and brittle material is possible. Normally in the conventional machining, we have seen that there is very difficult to machine brittle material, but in the newer machining process, either it would be a water jet machining, abrasive jet machining, The brittle material is machining very conveniently. Here are the some applications of abrasive jet machining, like a frosting of glass, cleaning of metallic shimmers on ceramic, oxides on metal or resistive coating, manufacturing of electronic device, manufacturing of a small electronic device, a small components, drilling of glass wafers, deburring of plastic, making of nylon and Teflon parts, permanent marking on rubber utensils, etc. Another application of abrasive jet machining is engraving registration number on toughened glass used for car windows. You may generally seen some registration number of that particular company uh, is engraving on glass of automobiles. Then by the using of abrasive jet machining, we can do it easily for cutting thin fragile components like germanium and the silicon. Apart from uh, these performing heavy tasks, the abrasive jet machining is also capable of performing drilling, cutting, deburring, etching, and polishing of hard and brittle material as well. Uh, Now, here is the various advantages of abrasive jet machining. Like high surface finish can be obtained depending upon the grain sizes. Depth of the damage is low, around 2.5 micron. It provides cool cutting action, so it can machine delicate and heat sensitive material also. Process is free from chatter and vibration, as there is no contact between the tool and the workpiece. Uh, the newer manufacturing process or advanced manufacturing is also known as non-contact manufacturing process. One MCQ also arises, because in the non-conventional machining or advanced manufacturing process, there is no direct, there is no physical contact between tool and the workpiece. In the abrasive jet machining, capital cost is low and it is easy to operate, and maintenance is easy in abrasive jet machining. It has the capability of cutting holes of intricate shape in the hard material. Apart from various advantages, it consists some disadvantages also, which are follows. Like abrasive may get embedded in the work surface, especially while machining soft material like elastometers or soft plastic. Uh, this advantage is less as compared to the advantage of abrasive jet material. Uh, Sometimes abrasive may get embedded or get stuck with the softer material. The accuracy of the cutting is hampered by the tapering of hole due to unavoidable flaring of abrasive jet. Stray cutting is difficult to avoid, and the nozzle life of limited approx 300 hours. Another one disadvantage is abrasive powder can't be reused, as the sharp edges are worn and similar particle can clog with the nozzles. This machine is known as abrasive jet machining, which you are seeing on the screen. Now, on the basis of this lecture, we come to that point where we can answer some multiple choice questions. Like, first one is, in advanced machining process, what is the full form of AJM? Uh, we have discussed in the first slide. AJM stand for abrasive jet machining. Second one is, in AJM or abrasive jet machining process, which of the following material are used as abrasive grain? Aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, or glass bead, all of mentioned. Uh, in the previous slide, we have seen that aluminum oxide, silicon carbide, glass beads, and dolomites, which are widely used in widely used as abrasive material in the abrasive jet machining process. So we can say that all of the mentioned component which we are using in abrasive jet machining, uh, which we are using as abrasive grain in abrasive jet machining process. Now the third one is, in abrasive jet machining, workpiece material of removed by which of the following means: vaporization, electroplating, mechanical abrasion, and the corrosion. We have seen in the second slide where the various principles are given, and we have seen that only mechanical abrasion is responsible for the removing extra material from the our workpiece. Vaporization not take place because there is no generation of extra heat. Electroplating not possible because we can't use here dielectric medium or anode or cathode. Corrosion is not possible because we are not using here pure oxygen directly. Then we can say that mechanical abrasion is only force which is responsible for the removal of extra material from workpiece in abrasive jet machining process. Now the fourth question is, which type of materials can be machined using abrasive jet machining? We have seen that in the previous slide that we can machine softer material as hard or harder material can be machined through abrasive jet machining process. Then we can say that glass, ceramics, and hard materials, all of the mentioned material are easily machined with abrasive jet machining process. Now in the fifth multiple choice question, in machining system of AJM or abrasive jet machining, which is the medium of carrying the abrasive grain for the machining? Here we have already seen that in the abrasive jet machining we can only use gas. We can only use gas instead of liquid or any fluid. Then we can say that gas is the our answer, or option B is our answer. uh, in some abrasive machining we can use liquid or any fluid or water. Then that abrasive machining is known as water jet machining, which we will discuss in the next lecture. Then in this question, our answer is gas. Means gas is the medium of carrying, or is the responsible for the carrying the abrasive grains for machining process in the abrasive jet machining system. In sixth question is, in machining system of AJM, what is are the gases used for carrying the abrasives? We have seen that nitrogen is also using, air is also using, CO2 also using, but one thing is, remember, pure oxygen is not using in abrasive jet machining process. Then all of the mentioned gases are widely using in abrasive jet machining process. Here the last multiple choice question. Which of the following gas should never be used as the carrier of abrasive? We have discussed in the previous question that nitrogen is also using, CO2 is also using, air is also using, but oxygen here, pure oxygen. Option would be a pure oxygen. Pure oxygen we never use in the abrasive jet machining process. Now at the point here we have understand that what is abrasive jet machining process, what is the principle of abrasive jet machining process. We have seen the complete setup of abrasive jet machining, various component of AJM, various advantages, disadvantages, and the applications, along with applications of their abrasive particles we have seen in the previous slides. Now in the next slide I will come with water jet machining process. Thank you. Thank you all.